A year ago, I made a video about raw meal, and I think I inappropriately represented it. I've been using it for a year since that video. When I made that video, I had just recently began using it, and I didn't really figure out a way to prepare it properly for my system. But since then, I've discovered ways to the point where I thoroughly enjoy consuming raw meal, and it has had a tremendously positive impact on my life, my well-being, my health, and all things that go with it, and I promote it to every single one of my friends that I know. So what I was doing wrong was I was preparing it the way the instructions intended, and that's just not good for me. That's just too much for me to handle. So I've reduced the serving size by 1/4. The recommended serving size says to use 16 ounces of milk or water with, I think it was like 2 scoops. And that's what I tried, and that was just way too much. And that's what gave me that feeling like I was drinking sand. So what I've done for success is modify it to what works for me. What works for me is 8 ounces, especially if I'm just doing this by myself, is 8 ounces of almond milk and half a scoop of raw meal. That might not be enough for you, but for me, I weigh 152 pounds. It's absolutely the perfect blend. And for about 2.5 days, I'm feeling fantastic after taking it. In fact, I haven't had raw meal for 3 days because I've been traveling, and I'm feeling kind of like I need to have something. I was liking raw meal so much that I even tried buying the travel pack so that when I travel, I can have some. This is the travel pack right here. But the problem is there's just too much requirements to be able to consume this correctly, and the travel pack, this is the size of it. It's pretty thick. This is a pretty good thick pack, and the servings per container is 1. And so the directions say mix 1 packet with 16 ounces of water, and it's intended to replace 1 meal daily. It can also be mixed with almond or rice milk. So the serving size is 1 packet, which is 87 grams. I tried it one time doing it based on the serving size, and it was just like that original video I made. So I hope that original video didn't turn people away from trying raw meal, because I think it's really awesome for their health. But to get an idea of how I enjoy it thoroughly now, I'm going to prepare it. Because a lot of the videos I see online are of people discussing a product, but they don't actually consume it themselves, which in this day of advertising journalism, I'm just a big fan of truth, reality, no propaganda, no bought and paid for interest. No one pays me to do this. I'm just trying to share something I found that's significantly enhanced my life. One of the effects I've noticed is it's nearly doubled my strength. So to measure that, prior to taking raw meal, when I would do push-ups, I could only do about 20 at a time without feeling tired. Now I'm doing 50, and I feel like, 50 per rep, and I feel like I can keep doing them. Same with the gym. So in the gym, I can only bench about half what I could bench after taking raw meal. So it significantly enhances my strength. And so and I just think that's important too. I just wonder why I'm weak without it. It's terrible that I have to consume raw meal to feel like a normal person. I also bought this little blender. It's really easy to use. It's by Hamilton Beach, and it makes the cleanup a lot easier, because as I said in my other video, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to preparing food and whatnot, and I want it to be done in the easiest way possible. So I don't have 8 ounces of almond milk right now, so I'm going to violate and use a blend of almond milk with regular milk if there's not enough. And yeah, it looks like I only have 2 ounces of almond milk. And so when that happens, I just put whole milk in it. And I know food and supplements are political now, and people would probably, hey, how come you're going to drink cow milk? I'm not at that point yet. It's not as good with whole milk. It's the best with almond milk. It blends like so perfect with almond milk. With the regular milk, we're about to find out. So I really don't remember. I don't do it often with whole milk. I always do it with almond milk. Not because I'm a fitness nut. It's just it tastes better with almond milk. All right, we got 8 ounces of milk in there. Now I'm going to take a half scoop, and that's all I need. I also recently set personal best times for 5K and a mile, and I owe the success pretty much to raw meal. It could be all mental, but I think a lot of it has to do with physical. I'm physically feeling healthy and better and more optimistic about everything. I try to get the perfect half scoop here. All right, so as you can see, this is a half scoop. I don't know, at this angle it looks like there's slightly more, but you know, one half might be higher, the other side might be less. But half a scoop with 8 ounces of almond milk, perfectly. In this case, it's a blend between almond milk and whole milk. Putting it in. That got on camera, but it's all there. I'm almost out of raw meal, so I'm gonna have to re-up. In fact, what I was doing, since I don't use these travel packets, I've been just opening up the packets into here to so I don't have to buy another pack anytime, another bottle anytime soon, because this stuff's kind of expensive. It's like $50, $60. It looks like I didn't do a good job cleaning this last time. Like I said, I got lazy. About to blend it. Got a glass. And I'm gonna pour it. I really like the sound this Hamilton Beach makes when you pour. I'll try to get the sound effect on here. I don't know how much that came out, but whatever. All right, now I got my raw meal, and it's actually milky. It's not sandy. You could even see liquid spin to it. Unlike the previous video where it was all sediment, this is really like a drink, almost like a milkshake, less thick. So there's no thickness. It's liquidy, consumable. And it gets the job done. I don't need a full, in fact, if I consume the full packet the way it intends, I don't feel right. I feel kind of weird. So I don't want to, if you're going for health, why feel weird? Why feel overdosed with too much good stuff? Everything in moderation. And so I drink this like once every 1.5 days or 2 days. I try not to do it every day so that my body doesn't become too dependent on it. But I need to put this stuff in me to feel, to feel right. So here goes. Yeah, with the regular milk, it's not as, it's okay. It's just not as good as pure almond milk. But as you can see, there's no politicking like in the previous video from a year ago. I'm drinking away, pretty happy. It's going down, and you know, I had learned from the comments on my Beyond Tangy Tangerine video that they said, yeah, don't chug it, don't drink it all at once, referring to Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Kind of consume it throughout your day to get the most effect. And I think that's a good idea. You just kind of like let your body get used to having it all throughout the day instead of just dumping it all in yourself all at once. But when it comes to milky kind of stuff, I don't want to let that get warm. So drinking it all, but I try to, actually, you know what I do normally is I make it and then drink it while I'm cleaning out my bottle. So I think maybe I'll do that. You can watch me clean. So maybe I'll do that. So a lesson we could take away from this is less can be more, and you shouldn't always follow the intended dosages of anything. When it comes to medicine, I try not to take medicine at all, but when I do, I generally do half of whatever they suggest because I'm just a real sensitive guy and whatnot, and I just can't handle full dosages. And in the case of raw meal, I'm actually taking 1/4, whereas it says to take 2 scoops. I think I'm taking half of one, and I'm not getting reduced benefits. I'm getting increased benefits because the intended dosage is just too much, and my dosage is just the right blend. It's perfect. Now, what this doesn't do when you take 1/4 is it doesn't really act as a true meal replacement. I still have to consume food. And while I would really like to replace food, it just doesn't seem to work for me. Like, the prospect of Soylent is really exciting to me, and it's not that I love food, I don't, but the feeling of food going in my stomach, not the taste, but the actual sensation of something, of substance going through, I seem to need. I also need to chew, not out of the taste, the desire for taste or the culinary experience, but just out of, I don't know, an animal need. I need to chew and I need to swallow and I need to feel something in my stomach. I don't want to be that way. I really would love to just take a pill and have all my hunger go away, or not even have to take a pill, just breathe air and let the air nutrify me, like they talk about in the Celestine Prophecy, 9th insight, 10th insight, and 11th insight, but that's just not reality yet. I would love to have nanobots traveling through my body, providing me all the nutrition I need. It's just not available to the general public, of which unfortunately also I'm a member of, so I don't have access to the secret technology, the secret health advancements and whatnot that are available in the breakaway civilization that utilizes off-world technology, kind of like in the movie Elysium. So while I'm here, raw meal is the best thing I got. If you have something better than raw meal, I'm all ears. If you have meal replacements that leave you without that need to still consume food, I'm all ears. When it comes to raw meal, I thoroughly endorse this product. If I turned you away from the original video, I'm saying now raw meal is fantastic. It's awesome. Thoroughly enhanced my life. I want it to enhance yours. I want everybody to feel healthy. I'm a person that has a pretty bad immune system. I get sick all the time. I'm not saying that I have not gotten sick with raw meal. I mean, since taking raw meal, like catching a cold, sore throats, whatnot. But I will say that I've had a reduced amount of I'm almost sick, or a reduced amount of being sick. But that could also be that I have other methods like airborne and other things that prevent me from getting sick. What happens is when I talk too much, I get a sore throat, and that leads to sickness. But anyway, raw meal, if you want to buy some, there's a link in the description below. I'll even put a link to the description for the travel pack of raw meal. As I said, this is too much for me to handle. And plus you'd have to bring a blender with you traveling and find almond milk wherever you're at traveling. And while that's all possible, the time constraints generally, if you're traveling on business, don't really provide that opportunity for you. So I just try to stay as healthy as I can when I'm traveling and consume the raw meal before I leave and when I get home. Makes it even better when I get back. So now that I got the raw meal in me, I'm gonna go get some work done and be able to think and hopefully not feel too hungry. And I'm gonna feel good. My mind will work. So this is my update because I think I did raw meal wrong in my original video. Raw meal is awesome. It's as awesome as you've heard. I just wanted to consume it on camera in the original video and this one because that's what I think real product endorsement involves, is actually consuming the product and not just talking fancy fitness, health, nutrition words. It drives me nuts. Reality, not perception reality. Be real. Don't be phony. Everything nowadays seems to be phony. People talking fancy words, trying to impress you with their dialogue, vocabulary, and professionalism. I hope you appreciate that I keep it real, that I try to talk like a regular person, consume the stuff on camera, and give my honest opinion of what it's like. In this case, I would have preferred having the almond milk as 8 ounces, but I only had 2 ounces of almond milk, 6 ounces of regular whole milk. Whole milk didn't taste as good. Almond milk tastes fantastic. the improvement is overall better well-being. I don't know how to explain what well-being is, but if you're always feeling tired or you're always feeling just not up to attacking life, raw meal probably could help that. And it's a clean form of energy. It's not like taking Red Bull. It's not like taking 5-hour energy. It's like just having natural strength and natural energy and natural enthusiasm, natural positivity about the day. I mean, sometimes if I don't get enough sleep, don't get me wrong. If I didn't get enough sleep the night before and I have a big day, it's 5-hour energy that I'm taking because I need to be alert. I need to have my mind active versus the rest of my body active. So in those cases, I wouldn't be drinking raw meal hoping that would get me through the day. It would be 5-hour energy. And I'm not saying that that's good, but it's basically niacin. It's not one size fits all. But raw meal is by far one of the best nutritional products on the market right now. And that's it. So thank you for watching. This has been another Technuba video. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel for all my other tech and nutrition reviews. And stay on the lookout for Technuba.
Technuba.